Hi everyone, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks to the new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining me each week. I have your energy update, and this is sort of a channeled message. Actually, the guides yesterday were pulling at me to make this video. I meant to do it yesterday, but didn't have the time. So let's see, it's Saturday, February 2nd. So it's going to be the energy date from, the energy from today or from February 3rd through next Saturday. So over the next week, hopefully you've watched the February forecast and I touched upon in bulk the new moon, the overall energies this month. This is really just a channeled message for a collective. I took out the Rider-Waite tarot deck and started shuffling before I started this video. And I haven't pulled a spread yet. I'm going to do it while I'm talking. But the thing that popped out, one of the cards just flew out, and it was the Two of Cups. And the message that, I have goosebumps. It actually makes me like overwhelmed emotionally. The message that I was getting yesterday, it was just simple. It was love is in the air. And I was like, okay, am I making this up? It's Valentine's Day month, it's February. And they were like, no, you're not making it up. They just kept saying, love is in the air, love is in the air, love is in the air. And I'm like, okay. As most of you know, I don't encourage focus on union. I don't encourage focus on the other person or expectation. I'm a soul coach and intuitive advisor working with you to help you find your way back into yourself in this process of ascension in these twin flame journeys. And so I shy away from, posting anything that would have you latching on to expectation or outcome, but they're telling me that I need to deliver these messages and that it is very much based on the communication, contact, and what's sort of happening between twin flames. It's very specific. It feels very specific to me. I'm going to pull just a general spread for these energies, keeping this as the combined energy for the feminine and masculine, okay? So while I shuffle and get this spread ready for you, I'll just remind you of a couple things happening with Spiritual Material Girl. You guys who haven't visited the new website, you can still go to the old URL, which is theilluminedguru.com, or you can go to spiritualmaterialgirl.com. It's going to lead you to the same place. If I haven't worked with you in a while, or you haven't reached out to say hi, you can still use the old email address. That's still alive, or you can email me at hi@spiritualmaterialgirl.com. I know everyone is taking their time to get acclimated into the energies of the new year. I feel disconnected from some of you. I miss you. So if we haven't connected in a while, just reach out and say hi. I've tried to reach out to some of you and just drop a note and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. But I know there's a whole bunch of you I work with regularly, or we've built relationships over the past few years. And I just want you to know, I'm wishing you such good vibes in this new year, and I would love to just hear from you, if nothing else. Those of you who do want to work in private session with me, you can book those appointments on the website. I have a couple of specials for this month. So one is a twin flame guidance session, and you can book the regular session right on my website. And because they were giving me the message that love is in the air, you'll save 10% off those sessions between now and mid-February. You can use the booking code LOVE10, and that'll save you 10% off on the twin flame guidance sessions. Okay, and those sessions are designed to give you intuitive guidance on the current energies, as well to help you understand what the soul contracts are and your dynamics, and to help you navigate from here forward so that you can clear the path and understand what the connection is and how you navigate best to come home to yourself. So those are pretty progressive sessions. And then the other thing that I just announced is I'm doing the Goddess Essence workshop in March, early March. And you can also book early and save on that. Use code EARLY10, and that'll save you $10 off of the workshop. It's very affordable. You'll be in an intimate but a group setting, and we'll be learning about all of the goddess archetypes. We'll be studying the sacred feminine, both the archetypes and through mythology, the meaning, understanding the real true meaning of the divine feminine essence, and how the divine masculine strength comes into play in these energies. So we'll be taking an in-depth look at this, and I know it's really exciting because it's really a fun subject matter. And then we'll be helping you to embody this essence, to embrace your own divine feminine power, balance your divine masculine energies from within, and really channel the essence and embody it within yourself. So I think this is going to be a really powerful workshop. I've taught it in the past, but not in this way. So I'm really looking forward to teaching it, and I hope that you'll sign up. And that and a whole bunch of other things are on the website, the April Intensive Program, and all the regular sessions. So check it out under sessions and workshops, okay? All right, so let's just pull the spread here for masculine and feminine. Okay. All right, and I'm going to use, let's see, we're going to use the Sonia Choquette Ask Your Guides deck. If you guys want to meet your spirit guide team, I have a meditation that's up. I know I've mentioned it in a couple of the past videos, but you can just email me, or you can just click on the link on the website to find out the information. But basically, it's an audio meditation and a worksheet packet that will guide you through meeting your own spirit guide team. That's available for you too. Sorry, my eyes are still, I'm still having a little bit of an allergy here, so you're going to see me wiping my eyes, and I apologize. Okay, and we'll use the Archangel deck for the crowning cards. Ooh, I love this. Okay. All right. Okay. So, it's important to take into consideration everything that I've been forecasting, so that you know sort of like what's going on currently and with the new moon and all that, because I'm not going to really delve into that. I'm just going to pick up these energies, but these energies relate to, you know, the overarching themes of the month and what's happening at the new moon and what we need to be focusing on. I'll try to tie them back a little bit, but you know, watch the previous videos if you haven't already. So for the feminine right now, we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune. This feels like how she's completing things, like especially at this new moon, like where it's like the things that she's, you know, needing to leave behind, she's fully purging, she has been fully processing. Some of this is shadow stuff, shadow work. I mean, just in my, you know, I have a soul coaching certification program going on right now, and just in the group that we have, I mean, and even myself included, we've all been purging and like working through layers of our healing that we didn't even know we still needed to, and it's been really tremendous. And so I feel like that a lot of that is being processed and let go before this new moon, so that we can set the intentions for what we want to come to completion this year in terms of our manifestations and reaching new heights. And so it feels like reaching new heights for the feminine. It feels like the clutter is being cleared, the attachment, the distractions, the shadow, the final pieces of the shadow that need to be integrated are being integrated. And if they aren't, and if you don't know how to do that, come for soul coaching. This work is tremendous. And if any of you are in my coaching program and or have worked with me in soul coaching and have made progress and want to comment below so others know the type of progress we make and the type of epiphanies you have, please do share that with others so that they know that you can really make big strides in this journey by, you know, addressing your shadow and having the right tools to integrate. But I feel like this is where we're also setting new intentions for what we're going to bring to completion and fruition this year. And it feels lucky. You know, I told you come March, Feminine's going to start having lots of new opportunities. It's going to be like doors opening, swinging open from nowhere seemingly, but this is actually from the focus, the work that you've put in to clear out the old, to welcome in the new, to massage and nurture your projects, to dream and imagine what you want. And really, I have goosebumps. So one of the messages I was getting when they were telling me about love is in the air is all of you are at different points in your journey. So some of you are in separation with your twin flames. Some of you are questioning whether you're with your real twin flame or not. And some of you are just kind of like, that's not my twin, or I'm welcoming it. I'm coming into alignment with myself. I just want to welcome in my divine partner, whoever that is. So wherever you are in that journey, what they're saying is imagine, dream. And it's almost like, I feel like as we get carried into March, into the new moon Piscean energy, we're being asked to more and more dream about, it's not really like we don't want to romanticize in a way that it puts us out of touch with reality. But at some level, we need to start romanticizing, and we need to start dreaming about what we truly desire in order for it to show up. Whether it's your twin flame returning and showing up new and improved as a reflection of the healing work that you've done, or but at the root of that, even, it's really about you getting in touch with your own self-worth. What do I deserve? What do I want in my life in terms of romance? I mean, we've talked a lot through the Capricorn energy. We've talked a lot about what do you want in your life and your mission? What do you want in your life and your career? What do you want to achieve this year? What are your goals? What do what's going to make you happy on that front? But I think also what we're being asked to do right now is ask ourselves what's going to make us happy in a romantic sense, in a partnership, and to really spend some time on that. I may even put together some sort of like a live meditation where we can actually focus on this as a group, and maybe do like a 5D meditation together. I'll think about that over the next week and maybe put that out there. But it's important that you do this, whether with a group or on your own, and just begin visualizing and thinking about what do I want in a partnership. And that entails going back to the baseline of what's important to me, what's the dollar value on my own head as attached to my self-worth, my morals, my values, what am I deserving of? And also in a romantic sense, what feels good to me? And then think about that. We don't want you to latch on or attaching to it, but thinking about it in a more general sense of that it's possible, and getting enraptured and sort of caught up in those feelings is going to be important. Okay. Underneath for the feminine is intuition. And so this is the inner child. And I feel like this is where they're saying, get caught up in, when you were little, when I was little, I had a very active imagination. I was very visual. I would visualize things and then bring them into life. And this is, your intuition right now is heightened. I'll say that. Everyone's is. Everybody is. And especially the divine feminine. If you're on your menstrual cycle, what they're telling me is it's going to be even more heightened right now. So for those of you who are, sorry for, males, masculine watching that don't want to hear this, but for those of you who are starting your menstrual cycle during the new moon, you're going to have like even that much more of an ability to tap into your intuition, listen to the intuitive guidance. A lot of this can be felt or experienced through playtime, through taking off the mental thinking cap, allowing yourself to tap into that energy, allowing yourself to feel into things rather than analyze them, playing, creative time, all of that will bring you into your intuitive knowing. So make sure that you are listening at this time, because I do feel like allowing your intuition to guide you is going to be key. So crowning over this is hello from heaven. And this is saying Archangel Azrael is saying your loved ones are in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. I feel like your angels are guiding you, not just your spirit guide team, but your angels are here supporting you. And it does feel like it's supporting they're helping support like what you want to open up this year in terms of romance, personally, mission, all of that. Now, one thing I have to say for the feminine is as the bottom of the tarot deck is the Hanged Man. And we saw the Hanged Man a few readings ago. And we're being asked to surrender in a new way to the twin flame connection. That means allowing it to show up in the form that it needs to. So that means if you're not with your true divine partner, twin flame, allowing it to show up for you, making the room for that. It means if you have lost faith in your twin, or you've pigeonholed them into some label or to some idea of this is where they are, they're never going to change. They're like saying you need to let go of that, because in order for them to show up in a new way, you're needing to just surrender and understand that where you're trying to draw a conclusion or make things black and white, or you're attached to the fear within yourself, that is preventing you from coming into union and having a new outcome show up for you. So that's the message for the feminines. Let go of these expectations, let go of these labels, let go of these preconceived notions or conclusions that you've drawn about the connection. You intuitively know what the connection is. You intuitively do know who is your twin flame and what's coming in for you. But if you're not sure, go into what you do want. Go back to the basics of what do I want to create? What feels good to me? Because that's going in through your own surrender, releasing those attachments and releasing those preconceived notions and releasing the conclusions that you've drawn out of fear, because fear is behind that. As you come into the state of trust with your own intuition, you're going to be able to surrender and allow it to show up for you in the way that it's supposed to at this time. For many of you, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to have check-ins with your twin flames. If it's not check-ins, then some of you are going to have communication to set up your unions. I feel like in March, April, May, we're going to see lots of like chance meetings, synchronicities, things like that happening, communication being reopened between the twins. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're all ready to step into union just yet, but I do feel like there's an opening, and it's like, it's going to bring, and I feel like what they're showing me is 2 hearts, like, I have such goosebumps. It's like 2 hearts coming together. And so it may mean heart-to-heart conversations. It might mean checking in to measure progress. Like every time we have a check-in, and I don't know how long all of you have been watching me, and if you haven't been watching for long, you might not know some of the things I've said or explained in the past. But twin flames, when you're in separation, you will have check-ins, a series of check-ins. And that's the purpose of these check-ins, is to sort of measure how far you have come and to see that which is maybe still unhealed, or to look into the sacred mirror to help you sort of measure, where you need to go from here and the work that you need to do. A lot of times these check-ins frustrate the hell out of people, because they're like, oh my God, my twin flame, contacted me, and, now I'm latching on to the outcome, and now why isn't he or she, talking to me now? Like they reached out and now they're ghosting me, or, there's all sorts of stuff that starts to come up, right? Where we actually come out of our surrender. We may have been previously feeling surrendered and in alignment, and then it throws us off when this contact comes. Take the contact as meaningful and purposeful, but it's almost like you have to take it with a grain of salt and not lose your own balance. They're check-ins to see how well you can stay in alignment with yourself, because that's what this whole journey is about, is coming into wholeness with yourself. So if we wobble and we lose our balance and we lose our focus and everything, which I know on a human level, it's normal to feel like, oh, wow, that, these feelings I still have are powerful. But the better you get at aligning with yourself, the more practiced you are at aligning with yourself, your values, your self-focus, the better you're going to do with these check-ins. And in time, as you come into that like complete wholeness within yourself, each of you, those check-ins will dissipate. And what will happen is you'll start to merge together into union. Okay? So, very important. I hope that clears some things up for you or makes sense. So for the masculine, we're seeing the Justice card in reverse. Okay? And this feels like, and underneath that we have, and I want to show these together, the Ask Your Guides deck is showing us discontent. And we have the muses guiding us here, guiding the masculine, which is all about creativity. You see the arts here. We've got the drama and the dance and the music. And so there is a feeling of, it feels like rather than him, he has felt like some things haven't been fair in the connection. This is specific to the connection. He has felt a little bit done wrong. He has misperceived things at some level, but he's also caused some of this injustice in the connection, and he is becoming aware of that. And the way that he's becoming aware of that is he's coming more into, which crowning over this, is spiritual understanding. And through spiritual understanding and through connecting back in with the things that do make him content, you know, being by the ocean, traveling, creative things, carving things, making things, you know, coming in touch with his divine feminine, his watery energy. Again, this is reflective of, I'm getting this Piscean message where he's coming in contact with his more creative side, and he's really coming into contact with his intuition. And this is a reminder from Archangel Raziel. I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So remember I said in the past few readings, it's like the masculine is having a dawning. It's like this awakening. And it's coming through. It's not coming through in the same way the feminine receives it. You never receive it in the same way in the 3D. You're going to receive it differently, because in most cases, the masculine energy is a little bit less, let's say, 3D awake, how we would call it awake, right? And so they're going to learn and awaken through these epiphanies that they have. It's like the light bulb coming on. It's these random signs and synchronicities that they may not be, whereas I feel like where the feminine might be like, oh, latching on to every sign and looking for the signs and synchronicities. The masculine's like not looking for these things anywhere, and they're just shining through for him. And he's learning and awakening through his karmic lessons much more than the feminine. Whereas the feminine is doing much more conscious awakening, seeking out the intuitive, seeking out the soul coaches, seeking out to do the work. The masculine's learning it in a different way. And so what they're saying is at this time, there's a lot of spiritual guidance coming through for him. And because he's going into like asking himself, it's like you're asking yourself, what is going to make me happy? Why have I been so unhappy? Why have I felt so wronged? Why have I created my own injustices? Because he's been disconnected from himself, and he's been disconnected from his divine feminine. And that is the love, the romanticizing, the romantic energy. They keep showing me the masculine being near water. Some of the masculines are taking trips to be near the water over the next month or so. So if your masculine is taking a trip, going near the water between February and March, it feels like they're wanting that, and they're going to sit on the beach and they're going to romanticize and think about what they really want in their lives. I feel like the masculine are picking up their guitars, they're picking up their carving knives to make things. They're getting back in touch with their artistic side, and it's bringing through these spiritual glimmers of awakening, knowledge, signs, and this is guiding him back to his beloved. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why we might see masculine reaching out to the feminine. It may not be in the next few weeks for some of you. Some of you it will be, but certainly for many, like the dawning, the awakening, the getting back in touch with his feminine side is happening now, and that will awaken him to the point where he will come forth or step forth to the feminine, or where they'll step forth heart to heart together to have some sort of communication. Over, I feel like, if it's not the next 2 to 3 weeks, it will be the next 2 to 3 months. Okay? So as I showed you combined energy, I feel like is this card that popped out. It's the Two of Cups. This is coming to a new understanding about these grievances, this injustice, about, what hasn't been right in the connection, showing up differently, showing up more whole for one another, showing up more as equals, showing up in a more balanced way, a new beginning, a new understanding. This is what's taking place. And for some of you who haven't been with your true divine partners stepping in and you're meeting one another. And you'll probably form some sort of like a friendship to start out with. This feels like friendship. This feels like I'm sorry. This feels like new understanding. This feels like a new beginning. Okay? And that could be new beginning within your current dynamic or with someone new for some of you. And what's enabling that is that both have taken off the blinders, or doing that at this time. And that's a lot of what this purging has been, and what this integrating the shadow has been over the past several months. And that's enabling the twins to step forth in a new way with eyes open in terms of themselves, so that they can see themselves within one another and not misperceive it. Whereas I think when there's all this runner-chaser dynamic and these long separations, it's because we're looking into the sacred mirror thinking it's the other person. But what's happened is we've done a lot of self-work, or we're doing the work, or if you haven't done it, it's time to go do it, to take these blinders off and free yourself. Because as you become whole, individuated people, souls, you can come together into union. Okay? Now, crowning over this is the Eight of Wands. Okay? And this definitely feels like we're moving forward, okay? This feels like we're moving forward. It feels like there's clarity, there's more clarity, we're moving forward, we're making progress. And it might not be like the ultimate 10 of Cups type progress, but this is like, you're going to see you're going to see through the check-ins, you're going to see the signs of progress. You're going to see that things are moving forward, okay, with less struggle, with less strife, with less attachment. A lot of that attachment stuff is being let go of, okay? So I showed you the bottom of the deck is surrender. The bottom of the Ask Your Guides deck is loss. So this is from your healing guides. And this is really letting go of whatever you have just lost. Some of you it's been, or let go of. Like, this is grieving. And I think to a certain extent, we've been grieving, or you might be grieving right now. And it's enabling you to just purge and let go. So it's grieving what was in your dynamic. It's grieving where you just came from. It's grieving the hurts. It's grieving the losses. For some of you, it's grieving like literal deaths that you've had between December, or like November, December, and this eclipse season. Some of you have been surrounded by death, and it's opened up the floodgates for your emotions so that you can do the work at a deeper level. And some of you, it's just been more of like, grieve. It's okay to grieve. If you've left a geographic location, you might think, okay, I'm so much happier where I am now. But you may really need to grieve that old location. You may need to grieve the former version of your relationship. You may need to grieve that karmic partnership a little bit more. You may need to let the emotions out more in order to clear the space for these new beginnings that are coming through now, through this new moon and into March, as we create what we want and anchor it into this life. And the bottom of the Archangel deck is Divine Order. And I just love when this card comes up, because it's a reminder that everything is just exactly as it needs to be right now. It says, look past the illusion and see the underlying order, which is always such an important message for the twins. And this feels very connected to the masculine too, because where we see the scales of balance, we're seeing this here in Divine Order, where maybe he was saying it wasn't supposed to be this way, or she wasn't supposed to do that to me, or I shouldn't have done that to her. It's like it all played out exactly as it needed to in order for a new understanding, a new spiritual understanding, and a new way of coming together to be born. And so that's really important. So love is in the air. It feels that way. It feels like heart to heart. It feels like a new way of communicating. It feels like we're giving way to this over the next 2 to 3 weeks and 2 to 3 months for twin flames. So spread the love in your heart. Spread it with those fellow journeyers in this ascension journey, in this twin flame journey. And when it's your time to reconnect or have contact with your twin, don't push or force it. Keep doing your work. Keep individuating. Keep removing the blinders, purging what you need to, focusing on what you want to create, coming in touch with your happiness, your contentment, massaging your creative projects, birthing what you want to bring into life this year. And that's going to bring this new beginning for the twins, or call in your divine partners if you've not been connected yet in this lifetime. So I love you all, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you all soon. Okay, take care. Mwah. Bye.